In this video, I'm going to list some of the best paid SideQuest games that I think have not got the attention they deserve, those undiscovered gems, and we're going to jump straight into it. But before we do, I just want to mention that I have many previous parts that list fantastic SideQuest games, many which are relatively undiscovered. So if you like this video, do check out that previous catalogue, which I will link in the description below. Those previous videos list both free and paid SideQuest experiences, so make sure you do check those out. So with that out of the way, let's take a look. And the first game on our list is Zooma Deluxe Edition. This is the most expensive game on our list at $14.99 US, but in my opinion it's well worth it. You get 4 chapters, each with 30 levels, meaning you get 120 levels in total. Now each of the levels can take about 2 to 4 minutes to complete, so it'll take you about 3 to 4 hours to complete the game with some mistakes along the way. Each chapter features a different environment with a different soundtrack, and each stage is the same environment but done differently. So if you're not familiar with Zooma, your goal is to make sure that line of orbs does not reach the dragon's mouth. You do this by eliminating the orbs, so you have to match 3 or more of the same colour in order to eliminate them, like you see I'm doing here. You can also score combos like I'm going to show here. I eliminate the red section of orbs and that brings the green section together, scoring me a combo with extra points. And you can also get power-ups during the game that will help you along the way. And once you complete a level, you get some stats and get rated on a star system from 1 to 3 stars depending on how many points you get. Now I really enjoyed this game. I found it to be simple, addictive fun. Even when I completed all of the stages, I wanted to go back to see if I can get the maximum 3-star rating for each of them. The game also made good use of VR as a medium. It wasn't just there as a gimmick, so you had to really look around your environment, had to point, shoot and aim correctly in order to hit where you're trying to hit. So it worked really well in VR. I did have a concern, however, that because there are only 4 environments, I might get a bit bored of them after a while, but this actually wasn't the case because the game did vary it up quite a bit within the stages by showing you different perspectives and having different directions and paths and obstacles for you to deal with each new level. And I found some of the obstacles to be quite clever, such as these coloured orbs which will only allow balls of the same colour to pass through. So if you're looking for an addictive puzzle game that's not going to break the bank but will challenge you and provide you with some nice casual VR gameplay, then I highly recommend checking this one out. Next up we have Sep's Diner, which will set you back about $9 US when it isn't on sale. Now in this game you have to prepare food like burgers, drinks, fries and other things for customers who are fairly impatient and want their food within a certain set time. If you don't deliver that food within that set time, then they leave disgruntled and you don't get your money, and no money is bad for business. Now all sounds very simple, but as time goes on you start getting multiple customers ordering at once and the orders become more and more complicated, leading to some pretty frantic situations that will push your multitasking skills to their limit.
Can I have my order now?
I like this one because in addition to the fun gameplay, it works really well. The controls are intuitive and easy to pick up and play, the sounds are really good, and the visuals are nice, bold, colourful and pleasing to the eye. There are also many options such as standing, seated and room scale modes. You also have comfort options like teleportation and tunnelling. I for one enjoyed playing this in full room scale mode. There's not a lot of games that allow you to play the entire game in full room scale mode, and because the VR kitchen is quite small, you actually don't need a lot of space to do this. So I really highly recommend trying room scale mode if you do have the space, as it adds more immersion to the game and will give you more of a workout. There are currently 3 different modes. Timed mode, which we have talked about already. There's studio mode, which allows you to experiment and create different recipes without any restrictions or time limit. And there's also relaxed mode, which will allow you to play the game but without a timer. Both relaxed and timed mode have 12 levels each, so 24 levels in total, and the developers tell us that there is much more coming soon, which includes more levels, more recipes and more modes. One of the modes I'm looking forward to the most is multiplayer mode, which would work really well in a game like this, so I really can't wait for that to be released.
Hi.
I'm in a hurry. Thank you.
And the next game on my list is Axegend. This will set you back about $6 and is a roguelite action strategy game. Now this game does have a lot of features, so I'll try my best to cover them in this video. So the basic gameplay here is that you have a certain amount of time in which to place traps in this arena before enemies come through in waves through these portals. If you've placed the traps well, they will help you as you use melee weapons to finish off the wave of enemies. Once the wave has been cleared, you'll be presented with these chests that contain many different items that will help you on your journey. And one of the best features about this game is the staggering variety of weapons, traps and items that you can get. There's also these mini games that you can play between waves of enemies. Depending on how well you do, you can earn yourself additional items, and for the most part they're enjoyable, a quick bit of fun and add variety to the game. You can also take a break between waves of enemies to test some of the many weapons in this game in this weapon training and testing area. And like I say, there are plenty of weapons and traps to play with. Placing the traps in the right place adds a nice element of strategy. The combat is very satisfying and there are a good variety of monsters. And if that isn't enough, there's also this tavern. Once you've completed a stage, you visit this tavern where you can do a bunch of different things, such as buy different traps and weapons using the coins you've earned during your different missions. You can also play different games like this slot machine where you can test your luck to see if you can win yourself a prize. And there are also 3 different character types, each with their own different strengths and weaknesses. For example, I am playing as the knight, which gives me some damage reduction bonuses. I also have these stats here that I can upgrade each time I level up. Some stages contain a series of levels, while others are boss stages. And bosses are very tough. You want to make sure you're stocked up on weapons, traps and upgrades before you take one on, as they don't go down easily. So I think I've covered the main features here, and hopefully you can see the amount of content that you get for $6 is quite amazing for a game that in all honesty is good enough to be in the official Oculus Quest store. And next up we have David Slade Mysteries. This is an ever-expanding adventure crime series that will set you back $10. In this game you play as a rookie homicide detective, David Slade. You have to solve a series of gruesome and mysterious cases set in the gritty dark streets of Riverside.
My name is David Slade. I am a rookie homicide detective, and today was my first day on the job.
On the menu you're presented with the first chapter of the game, with the second chapter of the game, Memories of the Past, coming soon in a free update. There's also a shooting range that will help you practice using the gun and sharpen your reflexes. And the Police Academy is essentially a tutorial that will help you get to grips with the basics of the game mechanics.
Grab a swab with your left hand and then dip it into the blood to acquire a core sample. You can now release the left grip button, and it will automatically store the sample for you.
Now I don't want to show off too much of the game in this video, as much of the fun from this game comes from exploring and solving puzzles. But when I played this one, I have to tell you, I was actually amazed that it's come from a single solo indie developer, as you have a very complete package here. You have a full spoken dialogue, a cinematic soundtrack, cinematic cutscenes, and a range of forensic tools for you to examine and collect crucial evidence. I also love how unique this game is. It made for a very interesting gameplay experience. I've never played anything similar to this natively on the Oculus Quest. And I have to tell you, it was a lot of fun playing detective, trying to solve dark and mysterious crimes.
This is the RSPD. I need access to the building, please.
Bob, is that you? If not, free off before I come down there and kick your teeth in.
The game has a dark, suspenseful, thriller kind of horror atmosphere with some action scenes and a bit of humour sprinkled in.
As I approached apartment 202, I did in fact notice a strange smell coming from within. I did not know what to expect, but I knew it was not good.
I found it to have a nice balance of all of these different elements, and the tension built quite nicely as you went through the game to provide quite a creepy atmosphere, and playing the detective also felt very authentic.
Hello, Mr. Mathers? This is the RSPD. I'm here to make sure you're alright. The door is locked. I need to find a way inside.
Now this is an early access game, so by buying it, you're supporting the developer in making this game. You're helping him make it, and there is also a development memberships link, which I will link out in the description of this video below. And by signing up to that, you're going to help him push this game over the finish line faster, and you get some awesome free stuff to boot. And I did speak to the developer Steve to see what these updates would bring with them, and he shared with me a video of some of the updates that are to come, and this included a whole stack of new features, new and enhanced visuals, a whole new inventory and field kit content configuration, new code that enhances the physics, new locomotion options, more tools, more evidence, and after all that's done, he will be releasing episode 2. So there is definitely a lot of work going into this game and plenty of future updates and content to come.
A bunch of books. Oh, wait a second, there are a few classic computer games in here. Let's see. Police Quest, Space Quest, Kane's Quest. Wow, that's a whole lot of questing. There's even the Tex Murphy series. Only if I had the time to play them again.
And the next game on our list is Discbender's Ace Run. This is virtual reality disc golf. Now if you're unsure what that means, think of regular golf but with frisbees, and that's pretty much what this game is all about. I've reviewed this game before, but now it has a multiplayer update, which I'll show you a bit later. But if you've never seen this game before, there are 18 holes, there are a couple of different game modes, a free play mode which is less serious, more casual, and a career mode where every throw counts. And the courses are designed quite nicely. Each one has a different layout, different obstacles, different difficulties and challenges that make each course unique and fun to play. Just like regular golf, each course has a par, and you have to put the disc in the basket in as few throws as possible. You also have a disc caddy, which contains a range of different discs that are good for different distances and situations. Now this game is great as a solo experience. I love walking around the course. It's actually very relaxing, and I find it to be a great casual game. And the physics of the discs and the throws is really realistic. So I think this is a game that has a broad audience appeal, from those who are just beginners who have never played a game of this in their life like me, to those who are more experienced and advanced. Everyone can have fun with this game, and that leads me to one of the best features in my opinion, and that's the newly added multiplayer. So here I am playing multiplayer with the developer of the game, Alex. He's given me a few pointers here telling me how not to suck. And this footage was captured as part of a separate video I planned to do, but we had some audio issues, so that video might be delayed. But here you can see we're playing together, and to sum up how fun the experience was, it was meant to be just a half an hour play session, turned out to be over 2 hours. So we really just got lost in the game, just walking around, talking, playing. It was a really great multiplayer experience, and unlike other online multiplayer games like online shooters for example, you didn't have to worry about people shooting you. You could take it really easy, casual, and have a great conversation while competing with each other at the same time. And the final game on our list is Crazy Kung Fu. This game will set you back about $10 and in this game you fight against a wooden training dummy, using your hands as well as your body to punch, block and dodge the various spinning arms coming towards you. Now it all starts off fairly easily with one training arm, but as you progress through the levels more training arms are added and you're going to have to rely on your muscle memory, quick thinking and reflexes in order to get you through. The latest version of this game includes 90 frames per second on the Quest 2, a global leaderboard so you can see how you're doing in relation to everyone else, and there are a range of levels of increasing difficulty that are organised by tiers, with tier 3 being the latest addition to the game. You have to achieve a certain amount of points before you can unlock the next level, and to help you do that you have this handy training dummy that will show you how to position your hands correctly for the different punches and blocks. There is also this mode that allows you to build your own training dummy so you can focus on and practice a particular skill as much as you want before going into the main game. You can also turn on some of these modifiers such as this shrimp option, which causes shrimp to drop out the sky, and if you're quick enough you can grab one, eat it and gain extra points. All in all, this game is a very solid entry into this list. What I love about this game is it offers a very good workout but doesn't require a lot of space. It has an addictive quality that will have you coming back again and again, and when you get into the rhythm of things and start getting perfect hits, you do start feeling like a kung fu badass. And the developer tells me this game is still being updated, with a few new game modes being added in the next update set to arrive in the coming weeks. And so that completes my list of awesome paid SideQuest games. I hope you can see that even though a lot of these games are a lot cheaper than the games you find in the Quest store, it doesn't always mean that they are less fun. In fact, I find these games are better than some of the games I've played in the official Oculus Quest store, proving that these games are not just for those who don't have the money or who are on a budget, but are great additions to any Oculus Quest game library. That's it from me for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video and thank you for watching. If you have liked it, remember to hit that thumbs up button, and if you like this channel, remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with all the latest content coming in the new year. But it's bye for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.